Hello, pool fans, and welcome to this Accu-Stats production of the Diamond Bigfoot 10-Ball Challenge. Invited 16 of the greatest players in the world, and we have witnessed some amazing plays so far. 3 players are already in the Final Four, but only one spot remains, and it's time to find out who wants it. So here we go. First up, he's a back-to-back U.S. Open champion, World 9 and 10-Ball champion, member of the Billiards Hall of Fame, sponsored by Mez Q's, Tom, and Bodie Research from New York, USA, the Iceman. Let's hear it for MIKA Immonen. And his opponent is a 2017 and 19 9-ball World Pool Masters champion, 6-time European champion, and 3-time member of the Mosconi Cup for Team Europe, sponsored by Predator, Ecotiza, and DS Billiards from Magala, Spain, the Matador, David Alcaide. Our referee for this match is Steve McDonald. They're lagging for the break as we give it to the guys in the Accu-Stats booth.
Jeremy Jones and Mark Wilson coming to you from high atop the Accu-Stats arena. Got the Iceman, the El Matador going at it here. This will be a race to 11 10-ball. And Jeremy, welcome aboard. Any opening thoughts?
It should be one heck of a match. I wasn't there for the Alcaide match, but you told me he played, what, 940 something, 940-ish?
I will tell you exactly.
Mika was below that, but played a pretty solid match last night. It seemed like he improved as it went.
Alcaide beat Pagulian with a 924.
924.
Yeah, and Mika played 865 against Max Eberle.
Yeah, but Max played a great match and put a lot of heat on Mika, and Mika hung tough.
He did. Both players won 11-9. Alcaide has won the opening break. He had 3 break-and runs last night in his set. Demonstrated some good shot making.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of 2 different eras, but even though I think David is 40-plus years old, but he really didn't come. He kind of came into his own a little after Mika's peak, his prime, or when he was really kind of dominating, or one of the guys that was dominating. But I'm sure they put together a lot. Is that the lightest we've seen at 15.9?
It is. I was going to mention that. I haven't seen one in the 15s yet. Pretty good result.
Yeah, and, you know, fans would like to see the harder break. And, you know, I think the 10-footer makes it to where it's a little more okay to see the softer break, just because everything after the break is so difficult anyways. He's got to hold the one. That could be difficult.
That's a good shot, though. I don't think he's going to be rewarded with an offensive opportunity here, or not a very good one.
Yeah, and if he rolled it, the one could have laid on the bottom rail. So he took a little chance, putting a little more into it, and that's got to build a little confidence with that nice stroke, right?
1 ball down below the 10 now.
And this is a part of the game that David excels at, the safety and the kicking side of it.
The idea is to make your opponent earn every scoring opportunity here. Unforced errors is what dictates the outcomes of these matches. And that's minimizing your unforced errors by going end rail to end rail. If you're going to play pro pool, you got to learn to extract yourself from these circumstances, because 2/3 of your innings begin this way.
He snookered? Man, I would have bet he had a little piece of the one. Just looking at the TV, I mean, just a little. I mean, if you got a little bit of it, I know it's not very nice, but you're going to let the cue ball run off of it somewhere and take a chance, I think, before you kick. He hit it nice, though. And he's going to leave a shot on the one. I think the one's going to bounce. It's close. No. Delicate here, right?
Yeah.
The one doesn't play.
And the 5 is up from the pocket. You could go in behind the 1 and try to billiard the 3 down past the 5, but that's super tough. I don't think that's the right shot.
If the 3 was a little closer, if they were both closer to the hole, right, you might consider that a little more. And this is not going to be what he wanted, even if he didn't leave a shot at the hole, but I think he did. Mika can cue the ball. Now, we are playing all ball fouls, so he's got to be careful here cueing next to the 5. Pretty natural to get on the 2, though.
Not an easy shot, but that's kind of Mika's strength is that type of shot. Good power,
boy.
but he's going to go in the drink here.
Yep.
Yep. Mika will not be pleased with that.
No, and, you know, that's just how it is when you get flat. And that wasn't really his fault on the one. You know, you shoot the one and you want to put a good stroke on it. Sometimes the cue ball doesn't agree exactly, right? But when you get a little flat, you got to put a little more into it. And he kind of pured it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to take the scratch out of there if you hit it pure.
I agree. I agree. First game, you know, kind of thing, maybe.
When you say take it out of there, what that means is that you have to account for that, and then you have to put your tip on the cue ball in such a way that even if you slightly mishit it, the side pocket's not in play.
Yeah.
Can't always totally do it, and it's hard to fault anybody as accurate as Mika. But it was, you know what they say, that side pocket's been there for thousands of years.
Right. And maybe just, you know, another way you can consider not to scratch is say, hey, I'm not going to worry about getting all the way across and straight in on the 3. Let me just take the cut on the 3 because I did get a little out of line here on the 2 and just work a little harder on the next shot. I'm a big believer in that. You know, every now and again you get in a position to where you really got to make a lot up in one shot just because that's the way it is, you know. But, you know, you try to avoid those. So, you know, it makes sense to try not to entertain doing them either, right? If you're trying to avoid them, why make the decision to do it as well?
Yeah.
But it's easier said than done. Now, he will use a pinch drag a lot of times.
He does not like rolling balls. So to be a pinch drag or even like the shot before that, he could have rolled it in the side and been closer. But he plays much more confidently with a little bit more consistently accelerating stroke through the cue ball. So he likes to hit him with a little bit more pace. Mika's that way too.
And that's why he can really add spin. He'll play a lot of throw shots when he's a little thin, like say after the break, right? You get thin on the 1 sometimes, and you can go up and down on a shot to get shape, or you can really kind of throw it in like Efren May, you know, when he's playing his best. Like a drag throw, and David will definitely do that. And it's a lot easier to put side spin if you're always accelerating the cue. It just holds the line a little better, and David with a nice out.
1-0 is our score now. Both these players, up-tempo players. This will not be a long, draggy match where the shot clock winds down on every ball.
And Mika having a little discussion with Steve.
Yes.
Not sure exactly
explaining
what
happened there.
In what manner, I'm not sure, though. Looks pretty concerned, to say the least, Mika does, about something.
Okay, we're going to get another look at the scratch here, and you can see it was on, the scratch was always involved there.
Yeah.
So he just hit the cue ball too much in the middle. He needed to hit a little bit higher to make sure it didn't go in the drink.
Yeah, or just like I said, just settle for about,
Didn't have to come all the way across.
Yeah, just say, hey, the 3 goes. I have plenty of room to cut it, move the cue ball across. 1's nicely moving towards the corner. Is anything going to go, though?
3 did.
Oh, 3 did, excuse me.
Side pocket.
So he can make up for a bit of a mistake on that scratch with a nice shot on the 1 here to get started. This one here does a lot for you confidence-wise.
Yeah, at maximum you have a millimeter margin of error target here, maybe less. So you're going to be pretty pure.
And he'd like to shoot it with a hair more speed than he's allowed here to hold on the 2. So even better if he can hit it in. Oh, he's elevating. He doesn't want to hit the light speed. Okay, he didn't want to level out and roll it in. A bit of preference sometimes, but also a bit of psyche, right? Like if you're not feeling it, you want to elevate. If you're feeling real good, you just level out and pure the ball down the rail.
We noted it last night, but Immonen is the one player in the field that does not have a pause at the cue ball prior to his final stroke delivery. Most players have that tip right at the cue ball, one last check, and then they commit. Mika just kind of winds up and goes off with momentum.
Looks like he can follow straight through on the 1 and bank the 1 around the 5-7 and just follow 1 rail back up on the backside of those 2 balls.
I think he's a little afraid of hitting the 5. I think it's just a little bit flat. Maybe he can do it, but If he doesn't like it,
should spread. He could nick this ball too,
right?
Right. Yeah.
Nick it and just bring it over between the 5 and 7, just to the long rail of the cue ball.
I bet he tries to squeeze him on the 5, hitting the one more thick. That's what I would do. Really try to make the kick shot tougher. That's going to get away from him, maybe. Yeah, you know what I mean? Hit it thicker and go to the rail and kill the ball. Look at the room if you try to kill him on the top side of the 5 using the 7 and the 5. There's a lot of room there.
The super slippery surface probably hurt him, and he's used to playing on more broke-in tables at home.
Yeah.
Because that shot plays okay on the little bit more broken cloth, but here he should have hit the one a little heavier and just gone to the rail and let the cue ball come back into the 5. Great shot there by Mika.
Yeah, and a big shot, I think, just early in this match.
Yeah, deceptively difficult. Mika cruised it home like it was had a homing plug in it.
I think he recognized there was a backdoor safety, and when you recognize that, make sure you stay aggressive shooting at it. Like, give it a good chance to go. He didn't slow roll that ball, right? He shot that one in.
Now, Mika just hit the ball too heavy, even though he pocketed it. He did not pick up the right angle. Now he's got to deal with the clutter over here, and the 5 is partially obstructed on the far side of the table.
So you think he kind of forced the angle, trying to get closer to the 4 instead of just like leveling out on that 3 ball there? And
either that or the cue ball squirted in heavy. Look at that nice shot in between the 10 and the 9.
Yeah, he's
very
going to
precise.
get thin here, though. This is thin and some distance away. I'm not saying it's terrible, but
most guys, when they go between the 10 and the 9, if they take that on, use a little inside spin to preclude this angle. Rolling. Good.
He hit that nice.
Great shot.
Yeah.
And now it's speeding really nice. So tremendous recovery shot there. That's the stun draw right there. Create a little more angle rather than an effective draw, which is way at the bottom of the ball. This was just a little quarter of a tip higher on the cue ball to get that effect.
Yeah, he's gotten a little thinner here, so he's going to have to pay attention. Just make sure your speed's right. Don't want to be shooting the 10 from the rail. Nicely done, and looks like one apiece.
Good shooting there. Immonen's one of only a couple guys that ever won back-to-back U.S. Open titles, which is ostensibly a world title. Had the strongest fields.
Yeah, it's always been the #1 for me prior to playing in it and, you know, winning a match, let alone fortunate enough to do well in it a few times. But seems like because of the field, of course, Pat and Barry and now Matchroom, they all put together great atmospheres to play in as well. Now really light in his first break, right? Not even breaking 16, 15-9, I think it was.
Here you can see just a little struggle racking. It's because, you know, 2 full hard days of play on this table. Now, even with a template, it's not that easy to get them all set in there and freeze. Interesting bridge, almost like a billiard player's bridge, his hands to the side.
Yeah, I use that a lot, breaking 10 ball myself. Certain speeds I'm playing. The 3's going to trickle in. The 1's going to open up a bit thin.
The 2 ball helps him out if he can pocket the 1, because the 2 ball plays pretty big from most anywhere on the table.
Yeah, I'm wondering how you want to shoot the 1. This is, I mean, you don't want to just say, let me send it over there with some spin. That 2 ball also makes a big scratch if you play rail first. So I'd like to be shooting ball first myself here.
He didn't.
He hit it thick.
I really thought he shouldn't have used English. I thought he should
Just
have
high
just
ball,
went
right?
high ball, and then if you hit
ball
the 8,
first, right?
yeah, just hit the 8 and take your medicine
Yeah,
from there.
exactly. Go for it, right? The 2's close enough to the hole to gamble in that situation.
And you make the shot so much more difficult with the side spin. And he did. It looked like he tried to go ball first with side spin. So, ooh, that was super thin.
Yeah, he's moved to 4 in a perfect position to make things pretty easy.
Nice reward there.
I'd look to see how I want to play the 5, though. It's the only real difficult part of the rack is getting proper on the 5 to the 6 to the 7. So that starts with the 5 ball.
Well, Mika's laying in a nice spot if he wants to come between the 7 and the 5, or the 7 and the 10. Looks like.
Yeah, and that's the right shot. He let up on it a little, so he may get a little flattish, but
if he's straight in, this is a problem.
Yeah, he kind of let up coming into the rail there. So he didn't quite get, I don't think, the line he wanted.
It's pretty straight. He's got to pop this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He thumps that in there with warp drive to create an angle that wasn't really there, or it was only there at that velocity. Be interesting to see what the speed of some of these shots are. You know, we have the break demon there.
That pocket's been a little tougher than most. He's gotten a little straight, so maybe draw behind the 8. Don't know if he can get to the, the far side of the 8 here. Maybe. Yeah, he can.
Okay, no problem.
Good speed.
That was another stun draw rather than an effective draw. Create that little extra angle. The effective draw would have been much closer and tighter to the 8, which would have gave you a much narrower window to find position in.
Right. Probably go with outside here versus inside. Looks like to me inside might kind of die on you. He's going inside. We'll see. Yeah, no, he went more outside or straightish, maybe a hair of outside. That's, I think, the best way to go on that shot.
Going to have to make a good stretch on this shot. Yeah, look at the length of that bridge. And he glides it home for a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, for David's break as well.
Neither player dawdles over his shot selections. Makes it more entertaining match for sure.
Yeah, and I wonder when, I'd seen David for spells play a little slower. I'm not sure exactly how long ago that was. It had to be, 5-6 years ago or so. When he got in some big situations, he started to do really well in some big tournaments. I saw him slow down a little bit. But then, I wouldn't say he's like Speedy Gonzalez or anything, but he plays at a real nice pace now, it seems like. Definitely a competitor, that's for sure.
Open-handed bridge. You don't see that much on the break. You pointed that out yesterday, but very square hit. Something dropped in. The one sifting up to the corner pocket. Is the 3 going to be a problem?
Not much. The 2 a little bit covered up, but so he's going to have to make a nice first shot with a good speed. You may overcut this a little bit onto the 3 to make the cue ball travel up above the 6 a little easier, huh, Mark?
Yeah, 18.6 was his break speed there.
Yeah, you see if you play it to the fat side, it's a little struggle to get up above. That's a great camera angle to show it. If you cut the 1 and use the 3 a little bit, you easily come up above the 6 and play the 2 in the corner. He can get there either way.
Absolutely can't miss it by overcutting it.
No. He used the cut all the way anyway, so he did a nice job there. He actually got more out of it than he expected. And that's what I kind of thought. It was a little difficult to get all the way up there, but he got a lot.
I think he was planning to hit the 3.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
He's got to make a nice one here. Behind the ball, a little awkward cueing. Oh, sweet timing.
Boy,
there.
he got through the cue ball really nice. He stayed still.
Yeah, this is going to be a funny one with the bridge, it looks like. Maybe with the extension, we'll see. But he's going to have to stay heavy on it, it looks like, and pull the ball. This is the type you let up on, or you cut the ball a little too much, you could easily lose it behind the 6-7. So this is one you wouldn't doubt if he ends up a hair short, gets a little thin on the 4. Yeah, yeah.
Did you say a hair short?
Yeah, well, and a bit thin, yeah, for sure. but I mean,
hairs.
that's a guarding kind of thing.
Right.
You know, he would have done better if it wasn't the bridge. The bridge was the another
Right.
variable into the shot, right? So that even made it a little harder to go at it. So I don't blame him here. I mean,
not at all. No, it affects your ability to control speed and spin volume.
And to be honest with you, I know he didn't get the safety he wanted, but in my mind, it's not the worst thing to see Mika guard here and there at times and settle himself in a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was his coach or on his side, you know, one way or another, I don't think, you know, it'd be the worst thing for me to see.
Now, this is a delicate circumstance.
Yeah.
You got to make a decision. Are you just going to play it safe with the 4 going into the 6, or are you going to try to get the 6 or cue ball behind the
I just play the 4
ball? So
myself.
he's just playing the 4, but he didn't get it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just what he's got to do. He's trying to lay the rock down on the rail. I think he could have come across it thicker and almost threatened scratching down in there and made things a little more difficult.
That was the issue. And
yeah.
I thought that he should have played the cue ball with a little bit of left and tried to go after the 8 with the cue ball there.
Maybe. If he thinks he could hold the 4 on the 6, I like your shot. Now, if the 4 is just going to wander out in the middle of the table, maybe not, you know.
And depending upon how thick you hit it, you may or may not get it. But anyway, I would have gone all out for the 8 there just because I've mishit it enough times leaving this. And by the way, Mika made a great shot on the 4.
Absolutely.
Great shot. He made it look easy. It was not easy.
And the only reason I said thicker is because the speed would have been better, you know, trying to move the 4 a hair more, and the speed would have been better on the cue ball more than anything. And he would have had to make a back cut. He would have been facing it kind of right in the, you know, straight in-ish.
In either case, it was a hard shot that he had to play.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, David, he would have loved to have hit it a little better as far as the cue ball speed, but he knows Mika had to come with one. And he's doing it. You know, it's almost eerily similar to the International where he played a bit of a, I wouldn't say bad match by any means, but he didn't play his best in the first round, Mika. And then he got better, a lot better the second and third match, for sure.
Got to the finals there, and he's showing that type form here.
He's definitely got the power, you know, the stroke for it, still got the game for it. One thing, you know, I was never really, I can't even remember really hitting them like a real light break in my life, even when the tournament rule allowed it, and it was probably the thing to do. But what I have broke them less before, right? And sometimes it's hard for me after I get down to hold back. I want to hit them harder. So it's hard to stay disciplined on it, it seems like.
The issue is you feel like you're not giving 100%.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I'm lightening up, and then if you give up a shot, you feel so dumb. 16.2 or 16.9.
Yeah.
Our break speed.
It's almost like, you know, I played a lot of bar table 9-ball, 7-foot 9-ball, and you're trying to make the one dress up somewhere, one rail before the side in the corner or past the side, 3 rails, whatever you think. And when you get behind, it's almost like, heck with that. Let me just make 5 of them on the break.
Yeah.
And get to smashing them.
Yeah.
You know, so. All right, nice stroke there, and Mika's just keeping on. Stayed off the rail with the cue ball. Is that good speed there? It looks a little heavy. And I don't know if the 4 passes the 5. This could be issues here, Mark.
Well, the 4 definitely doesn't pass the 5.
Well, he may have to take a layup shot.
I guess if you have ball in hand, you might shoot that, and maybe you could make it okay. But if you're not ball in hand position, it's really tough getting by there.
Yeah, he overhit the mark by a good foot. Well, let's say 6-8 inches at least. If he gets a natural angle on the 3, it's pretty easy to drop behind the 4. And now he doesn't have enough angle to move the cue ball easily. Man, tough.
Super powerful stroke, though.
Yeah, can he stun around the 9 and just get above the 6 a little bit to take the cut on the 4?
I think that's the. Oh, he nicked it.
Yeah, he may drift into that tight position on the 4 we were talking about.
Now he may be backed into the corner here.
I think this goes.
Well, I think he would have played it different if it goes easily.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, I think it's tight, but maybe it goes.
That's what I'm saying. If you have ball in hand, it's a go shot maybe. But without ball in hand, it really gets tough. Half a pocket at the most.
Yeah.
But he also feels like he's almost forced into playing it because of the safety is going to be at least that hard, and you don't win with the safety.
And I don't really see an easy one off the. Just really looking at it, I really don't. Oh, yeah, he hit it nice.
He did too. Used all the pocket though.
A real calm stroke too. Just moving the ball over some inches there. A lot of times. It's almost like you can force it by the ball. You tend to overhit the ball a little bit, lose accuracy.
He doesn't labor over the cue ball. Once he gets down, it's just a couple little practice swings and go.
I guess the 7 goes by the 8?
Yeah.
He can slide it by?
Yeah. We know it does. He would have never played it any other way. He wouldn't.
Well, that's a definite shot you want to be nice and straight on. You don't want to be cutting that ball when you need to use the rail. There's a few reasons why. One reason is the ball slides more when you get to hit a full contact. So, oh, he hit it sweet. The 9's pretty easy, so nothing crazy here on the 8. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
why
boy.
did he draw his ball?
Oh, boy.
He didn't need to draw
He's
his ball
going to be sick
at all.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to just take a breather there for a second and look. You really want the angle. You want to simplify the 8, right?
It was an awkward stretch. He probably should have used the bridge and just drew back a foot or so. Even where he got
Just
the
get
cue
off the
ball.
rail.
Yeah, exactly. Where he got the cue ball was straight in. He was going to have to make a power shot anyway.
That's what I mean. You just wanted to hover a little bit past the 8 where the 8 was to begin with. Especially he's playing so nice. Hopefully he just leaves that behind.
Nice approach to the 10 ball with the cue ball, giving himself a wide path, margin of error wise with the speed. And 3-2 is going to be our score.
Mika's going to have to shake that off because he's back at the table immediately here with the break in game number 6. Yeah.
Mika earned his way into the Billiards Hall of Fame, which is a fantastic accomplishment. But probably the most temperamental and emotional player out there, is certainly tied for the most temperamental guy. He's really resurrected his game the last couple of years, too. I know you mentioned it yesterday.
Yeah. Putting in a lot of time doing it, though. Making a lot of tournaments, not just the big ones, right? I mean, they're all nice tournaments for sure, but it's not just the World 9 ball he's doing. And that's really, in my mind, how you get back, along with a lot of practice, of course. But
Let's take a look at that replay on the missed shot here. Oh, look at the tip went way up in the air.
Yeah, I think of course it was a physical miss, but I think the brain is what really started the problem there. I mean, if he just takes a breather for a second and looks at what's really needed, it's not about what you want. It's what really is necessary and what wants to happen with the cue ball.
Well, it's ostensibly 2 games, too, because the game you didn't get and the game you gave away. So
Well, we know what happens after mistakes a lot of times, especially at this level, it seems.
Yeah, it's like the balls go against you.
Oh, he hit those sweet again.
He did. Good break.
Yeah, oh, now he's dead jacked up. I'm not sure he has a pocket even.
Oh. 18.3 miles per hour.
Break looks pretty good, though. If he can settle himself back in, and it's going to be a tough out here with that break the way it's going. I know he got elevated here, but, I mean, that looks like a very repeatable break to me.
Cue ball got kissed a couple times. He had it stopped there in the center momentarily, and then it got chipped by 2 object balls coming by it.
Yeah.
We are playing all ball fouls, too. No jump cues.
Yeah, he's over the 6 pretty good here.
Mika's explaining something to Steve McDonald, our presiding referee. He smiled, though, so wasn't a temperamental thing.
He does have a pocket on the one. It's not much.
Yeah.
Kind of didn't take many pre-strokes there, kind of.
No, that's sometimes he speeds through things. He makes things happen from nothing, but he also ends up, making shots of this nature, which you don't see. Like a Fedor Gorst would have never hit a ball like that, ever.
I get it, yeah.
Ever.
Well, it was difficult for sure, but it's what you're getting at. It's almost like a wasted effort, basically. Not really much effort in the final decision in the stroke, but
maybe a frustrated effort too.
Yeah.
But he's jacked up. I mean, what can you really say? It just seems like he just could have did something more productive than just take a wild chance. But
yeah, I thought he could have rolled out for sure. I mean, that's always the option. I mean,
yeah, right.
Okay, he's looking to play a kiss shot all of a sudden. Kind of looked at it and he said, "Okay, I can."
I don't think he is. I think he's taking it in the corner.
Okay. I probably do.
Just because the 6 makes it easy to get on the 7 for him.
Yeah, and you never know, knocking the ball down there, you could get much funnier than what you are here. You don't expect it, but.
We know he could have played the 6, but he felt like this was overall an easier way to run the balls.
Absolutely.
El Matador. There are some good players coming from all over Europe, Spain, Poland, Russia.
Yeah, Poland's a pretty strong group.
Dennis Grabe, where's he from?
Estonia. I believe, anyways. I believe that's correct. Surprised he's not here. I mean, he looked like he really enjoyed playing a lot of some one pocket, anyways, in Vegas, and I think he played a little bit more after that last year.
Well, he arrived here. He's with Mario.
Oh, he's here?
I haven't seen him.
No, I haven't
I
seen
saw
him
pictures.
Once.
Huh?
I haven't seen him once.
Huh. Almost positive Dennis Grabe came with.
You're probably right, but I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him either, but anyway, I heard that he was here.
All right, David doing what David does. Real steady player. Very efficient player along with the shot maker. And just a lot of fight, too, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's like where he came from, fighting through the ranks. And now one of the top players in the world for some time.
I'll never forget the 9-ball bank he made against Kazakhstan to win. Was that the World Championship?
Whirlpool Masters.
Whirlpool Masters.
I don't think he's ever won a World 9-ball championship.
Okay. Anyway, it was a major title, and it was Hill, and
yeah.
Kazakhstan didn't get out, left the 9-ball. He ended up playing a safety.
Yeah, he didn't. He chose to not bank at it, playing a safety, and that's one way or another. But David froze on the rail. I mean, it's not like Kazakhstan dogged the safety. He maybe could have froze the 9, but he had it real nice to the rail. The cue ball near real nice on the rail.
Yeah, amazing bank.
Yeah, and David kind of, I wouldn't say warped it in, but he didn't slow roll it. Came with it. Cue ball hooked a little bit, dodged a scratch, and he had won the title. Now Kazakhstan came back and won it after that, so that's pretty sweet. That being the Whirlpool Masters. Bit of a pop on the break there.
Dry break.
Yeah, and a nice shot on the 1, a little elevated, but I think he can let the stroke out, bringing it down between the 9-7. I don't think it's too thin. Mika definitely has this, and I want to hit about a little past the middle diamond where his hand's at now, chalking the cue. So I don't think there's much worry here, is there, Mark? I mean, besides being a little elevated, pretty
As long
good.
as you don't get behind the 4.
Well, yeah, but speed should feel pretty good on that shot, I thought anyways. And, like, the side spin's killing the ball, so.
Beautiful shot.
Few options. He could stun right between the 7-8. Pretty easy shot. Can afford a little cut on the 3, no problem. He can go around the 8 if he wants as well. I like that myself. Professional player is supposed to handle that. Now he can hold up for the 3 in the corner very easily. That gives you both sides of the 4. Whichever angle you fall on should be fine. He fell on the straight one, which is good. I feel like Mika's pace, it's not slow, but I think it's slowing down a little bit, you know, just a little better overall.
Sizing up the 7 ball right now.
Yeah, he just got unlucky to fall dead straight here. If he doesn't fall dead straight, he can work towards the 6 easily. Now he's got to have spin, speed, control.
Pretty good.
Real nice.
Ball in hand. Now you can draw straight back, play the 7 in the corner, away from the 10.
Yeah, some people use the rail here. Yeah.
The reason they like to use the rail, the second rail, or the first rail, I should say, is that it takes that leaving it on the rail out of play. It gives you a little bigger margin of error on the speed too.
Yeah, it's just
more control.
Yeah, better feeling on how to draw the ball. You know, not guiding it right. You get to let the stroke out a little bit. You get a little reference feeling the hit of the rail. 2 rails here. That's a nice shot. I like that a lot better than how he hit that ball earlier.
Yeah.
You know, that one he just took a little further away from the 9, but that's fine.
Well, most important, what Jeremy's saying, he took the side pocket out of the play there.
Yeah.
He cinched that wasn't going to scratch again. So he's a little bit further away and just rely on his shot making. And this is quite a bit more of a tester on a 10-foot than it is a 9-foot for these guys. And he's supposed to get it.
He seems a little amped still, maybe.
Oh, he stayed still through that one. No, I was watching his head. He stayed super still through that. Good shot making lesson there by MIKA Immonen.
Regains the lead at 4-3.
So on paper, this figured to be a close match. And much like you said, this is their second match. They're going to start getting dialed in, playing a little better on this table.
Yeah, I mean, this is a money match, so there is, you know, no free rolling here. This is an important match for both guys to get in the money and to continue on. You know, I know Mika has a banner up here, but David certainly doesn't, I don't think.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I've been to the majority of them, and he's only been here the last few years. I've been to all of them that he's been at. Just don't see an open bridge on the break much. Gomez was doing that too, right?
No, somebody else did it yesterday once. Who was it? They lost the match, so I have to think for a moment. The one thing about the open bridge, now there's a few I've seen that could do it, but you really have to stay disciplined not to overhit. You'll lose the hit of the cue ball. You just, for some reason, I very rarely have seen anybody be able to hit them hard with the open bridge. It's more of that arm break with the pop right there. Elevate a little bit, hitting downward on it.
Corey Deuel uses a mechanical bridge sometimes
Yeah.
on the 10-ball break, and it does remarkable results. It's kind of comical, but anyway, he benefits from it, he says.
You might have known. He's going to get straight and elevated here, and this is a pretty rare mistake on a routine shot from David. He may have to take on a bank here cross side, holding the ball for the 4 in the corner because the 5's easy.
Now, bad position. Okay, so this is the time to not compound that with yet another bad shot, trying to overdo it from here. So take what the table will give you.
Yeah, I think he can get past the 8 maybe if he wants.
And if you have to play a safety, then play a safety. It looks like he's played position for the bank, however.
Yeah, sits nice. I mean, if you bank it properly, you'll bank it with a little, like, forward stun, just a hair. That'll tighten the bank up nicely. You don't have to hit it, but a nice little medium speed. You do have to elevate a little bit.
It can go 2 rails. The 4 might help it, too.
Yeah.
Oh,
he almost caught that point exactly like, who was it earlier?
Shane.
Shane?
Wasn't it? Back that
Yeah, it was Shane against Shaw. All right, cue ball running near the 5, a couple rails. Bank the 3, 1 rail behind the 6, 9, and the 10. I think anyway. Oh, he can't see it. Man, how much fooler is the overhead to me? Now he's looking at the kick.
Boy, it looks like he can sliver it.
Yeah, that's what I thought earlier on in the first game on that one ball.
I'm sure he'd do it if he could. Good hit.
Yeah, no reward with the cue ball.
Oh, brutal. Brutal. Good hit, though.
You know, David's going to decide now if he wants to play 2 rails off the 5 to get to the 6 versus maybe 1 rail. Looks like 2 rails is okay. In between the 8 and 7, a couple rails. If he does, he'll lay up near the rail with the cue ball.
Good work there on his position. Now it's a real natural 2-cushion route right at the 6 here. The 7's really not in play.
Yeah, and he can stay aggressive with it, meaning he doesn't have to stay distance away because he's gotten really nice, so he can come at it.
Once it leaves that cushion, that's always coming at the 6 there for a long ways.
And that makes a difference, you know, being able to stay in there tighty. Not saying you can't handle it, but, you know, when you get out of position, you sacrifice a little bit and take a longer shot. But when you're in there good on position, stay good with position. Don't back off. And not only that, it keeps you stroking the ball well usually also. You know, when you're kind of laying up sometimes, you know, you get to under hitting the ball, not really accelerating the cue. Kind of get to flick and spin here and there instead of really stroking it with the spin. It's easy to do. Okay, he went below, so he better have a good speed. If he falls underneath with too much angle, everything becomes tricky, and that was a little surprising to me. I thought he would stay underneath, above that ball there, and have a nice little 1 rail angle at the 9 off the 8.
Yeah, this is going to be a little awkward.
He's got to go around.
And it's going to be thin. If you try to just go 1 rail, it's going to be pretty thin on the 9.
I guess he can check it. He's cheating the pocket.
Okay.
He did a lot.
Yeah.
He cheated the pocket a lot, though, too. Helped him get to the rail a little quicker.
He didn't see that pocket hang up as many balls as you and I have, so he was able to shoot it without any trepidation there.
Oh, nice stroke there, and kind of shot he likes. Being aggressive with the stroke and going to tie us up at 4 apiece.
El Matador coming on through.
Both these, I mean, we got a pretty decent crowd here. I mean, we had bigger earlier, but these guys both have a lot of fans, but we got a lot of great Banks matches going on out there right now, ladies and gentlemen, in the main arena there. I think it's round 8 or 9 as well, Mark, so it's moving right along.
Earlier today in the banks, Skylar Woodward was playing Shane Van Boning. That was a fiercely contested match.
Yeah, it was back-to-back losses for Shane. It was right after he lost to Shaw. He had to go play Skylar in the banks, and they both played great, I heard. And Sky edged him out, but all right, don't. Okay, the one ball on top of the cue ball a little bit here, so it's going to be a safety and one that he can't really reach nicely. Did I miss something? Oh, I thought he made one. He didn't. It's going to be Mika stretched here on the one ball.
So he's trying to just go behind the 4.
Yeah, but he's not taking much time. I'd have to look this over a little bit, Mark. He's trying to draw behind the 3, I think. But
yeah,
this is good.
But you want to get separation.
Oh, he needs more speed. This is going to be upsetting. That kind of mistake. And again, if he just really looks at it a little more, I don't think he makes the full mistake. He might give him a little bit of a look, but I don't think he gives him a shot to make the 1. I think he's got a shot at the 1 here. He's going to have to take a chance. I don't think he can afford to level out. He's going to have to draw into the 2 or the 9, I think, anyways.
Oh, you think he has enough to cut it in without massing? I thought there was a partial
I think he can cut it in with some throw.
Then,
okay, downward throw. He can spin this in. Now he's got to shoot it. Yeah, he had to take a chance there. Watch out, 5 ball.
It's going to work out, I think.
He's got to go a bit.
Speed's right. I think his speed's
go. He got there.
Wow.
Just barely, I believe, and just full enough to where he doesn't have to contend with the 7 or the 6 either, I think. Just draw the cue ball back. Yeah, I think I commented about that on a shot with Mika last night, to where if he just took his time to look at the situation, there's no way he's really going to probably give up the shot from there, I think, unless I'm having some deja vu.
Well, that's his game, whether it was last night or not, because Mika, when he doesn't have an offensive shot, he's already frustrated. And so sometimes he just lets one go. And then sometimes it works out anyway. But he definitely doesn't work as hard on those as he does, offensive ball pocketing.
Yeah, and he's, in his defense, he's won a lot of big titles, and I was there for many of them, and he kind of overpowered the tournament a lot of times with his offense. And so, I mean, when you've done that, he knows he can still do that, even though it does take some other things, even more things these days, it seems like. But, you kind of want to duplicate what you've done before. All right, I think this speed is okay.
Well, shot making is what got him to this point in his career. So
yeah, running a bunch of racks and just sitting his opponent down in the chair. Okay, does he take a chance here moving the ball? It's not much of a chance. He's going to draw behind the 6 a little bit. I thought he was a little straighter, but he shot it nice. Now this is where he's got to think of the angle plus the reach.
Right, especially the reach, because no matter what, he's going to be, using the bridge, or unless he pulls the cue ball way on out.
Yeah, that's a big stretch there. So he's going to get his extension at least, maybe the bridge also.
He can hit this soft, though. That helps. A short swing for accuracy's sake and ball pocketing's sake. He doesn't need to do much. He just needs the cue ball, even if it was just back where it's at right now.
I think he'd like to catch the second rail, though. I mean, most players want to come to the second rail on this shot. Oh, and he really killed it. Real nice, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that short swing lets him pocket the ball freer and just not even monkey with the second rail there. I think it was a little fuller than you were thinking. Just let the spin carry it around. He didn't hit it very hard.
And that's what I was talking about earlier on, sometimes instead of rolling the ball or maybe stunning the ball, he will apply some side spin on some of those shots to get the angle on the cue ball route, right? So, so like a filler right there would have stunned a lot more on that shot versus the high and a little more tip position.
Great match going on here right now.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes from, you know, the equipment you start on, right? The equipment you play a lot on when you start to really get a hold of your game and start to understand what's going on. You know, a lot of games like, you know, the Filipinos, for instance, they really learned top English and side spin and angles a lot because they played on oh, there you go.
There's our NBA rack track. Immonen won 3 in a row, and then he's won another one in Game 7, but the rest of it's Alcaide.
Yeah, and it's, you know, and what happens, like they played on conditions that were very difficult to draw the cue ball, right? So from distance, you had to learn to come forward and do other things right now. And let alone also, just like I did, I learned to play in Houston, very humid. So it does a couple things that really, you got to learn the game. Plus it builds your stroke because you have to have a little more stroke to be able to move the ball. So conditions and where you learn how to play is a huge part of kind of the technique you build, I think. And the 1 does go by the 5. Does cut in the side as well. If he cut it in the side, I wouldn't blame him taking a little gamble with the cue ball with the 2 over the other side pocket. You know, I mean, I don't think he scratches off of the 9. If he catches the 9 at all, it's very thin unless he blasts the 1.
Now, I think he feels like, you know, a little higher percentage pocketing the ball on the side. So that it's worth the gamble because the 2 gives you so much available.
Yeah, it looks like if you level out, he goes 1 rail into the 5 is what it looks like to me.
Well, he's going in the corner.
Wow. Yeah. And I personally maybe, he's at the table, he sees corner makes a huge difference. Because if you play the Mosconi like David did this year, he knows to creep this ball above the 8. You're not going to fly and lose it direct. Oh, he kind of stunned it. See, a lot of times you kind of would rather, because your speed is a lot better, you're not so far away from it first off. But you kind of let the English take a little bit and just let the cue ball kind of creep above the 8.
Now, this is that flat angle that draw doesn't play as well as follow, I don't think. I think you want to go to the end rail and come back up. Even though you'd rather draw it and go the shorter route, is too much at the 9 if you do that, or else you risk missing the ball trying to create an angle that's not there.
I just wouldn't put a whole lot of side spin. I don't know if I go to the second
just
rail
top,
here.
just top.
I don't know if I go to the second rail here.
Yeah, there's just top.
Perfect.
That was just top. He just used the pocket to create the angle.
Still got to make a nice shot here. This has got a little bit of a cut to it, so he's still got to address it. I don't know if he stuns by the 9, by the 10, or if he draws the cue ball. Looked like he was going to stun.
He was right in that nether region where you could go either way, and both of them were tough. Both of them have some risk. Oh, comfortably played. So it was a little better angle than we thought.
Well, he hit it pretty sweet, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a nice, calm stroke.
Yeah, he might have made it look easier than it
Yeah,
actually
I
was.
think he made it look really easy. And he used a little the top of the pocket on the 9. That probably was to secure not pulling it in that corner pocket on accident a little bit with the cue ball.
A lot of good decisions there into making that run look easy. You know, it was not an easy run. He had to do a lot of things there. Okay, we'll get another look at the shot that MIKA missed. He'll be delighted. Oh, boy, he didn't hit it bad. It just scuffed that point a little bit, but these pockets.
And to me, I think he was always thinking side pocket, and the corner was a last-second decision, it looked like to me. Which you know, 9 out of 10, your first look is really what you're going to go with, even though you do entertain other things. Maybe 8 out of 10, something like that. I'm not saying that made a huge difference, but I think he was thinking of every way possible to shoot it in the side, and it just ended up he didn't. And now he's probably going to be down another game with the ball down on the break and a very playable combination, it appears anyways.
I want to say that
he doesn't bank
Alcaide
this, right?
really hit the break good there. It was really a sweet hit, really square, impactful. A lot of ball action there, and it was only 18.3, but that's kind of our sweet spot for making balls.
Little inside English here, right? I mean, that way the cue ball doesn't spread too far away from the 1. The 1's going to come out a little bit, so you want to track the cue ball 1 rail towards the 2 with a little inside English, I think. I don't think it's difficult. The thing is, just don't baby it thinking the 1's going to get away from you. it's not going to go too far.
Yeah, pretty important shot here. He wants to make sure he gives it his full attention. He doesn't want to just take it for granted this combo is easy or something.
Now he's looking to see, because the bank does play, he's looking to see if the 2 goes by the 7. I still think the combo's pretty easy. I would definitely check it up with inside English myself. You could throw it, but I think throwing it, you could lose a little bit of a shot on the 1. Oh, he played the bank. That's how he didn't
double
like.
kissed.
Yeah, he didn't like that combo. That's surprising.
Maybe
Even
the
if you
4
lose the 1, you know you're making the combo, don't you?
Yeah, unless the 4 is, I don't know. I thought he could make the combo for sure. I
now-
thought it was the best shot.
Pretty much a hanger bank on the 1 with the 4 being there. Hard to miss. That is that pocket. Oh, he played. Wow. If that was any kind of tight to me, I got to feel like that cross corner had a big old pocket with the 4 there.
Yeah, I was surprised that because you could see the 7 was in the way. That was kind of hasty there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Alcaide made his best decision, and I know that Mika didn't make his best decision.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever saw the bank. I don't think he would have threatened missing the 1 if he sees how big the pocket is on the 4. Just kind of my thought. Mika, if he sees it, he's going to shoot it the right shot. I think he can cut this in and go around, huh?
Well, with the extension, it's a big shot. And look, he's digging down like he wants to hold the cue ball 2 cushions past the center of the table here. Oh, safety all the way. Huh. Can't disapprove of that.
Speed was perfect on the 1, that's for sure. Is he going to be behind the 8 here? Mika used to be really good at coming across this ball with spin and just slightly spinning behind the 8, letting the 1 bank up the table mildly. The guys really want to use distance on this 10-footer, it seems like, but I think there still is plenty of shots that you would shoot on the 9-footer that are the same for the 10. Is he trying to run the ball here?
He's not really worried about the safety part of it, not letting up a run out, but he doesn't want Alcaide to have a return safety easy is the problem.
No, it's pretty good.
That's a good effort from where he was at. That's a good effort because trying to introduce side spin was going to make that controlling the 1 ball really tough. So that was a good decision.
Yeah, and, bringing the 1 down table, you might leave a tough shot, but with the 4 hanging, guys are going to shoot at a lot of things there, right? So
And a lot of shots they can kick at and hit. Here he got the 1 way away from the rail, so now it's much tougher to control anything. And here, Mika's going to be rewarded.
Ernie's got a 9 ball. That's a little funny. He can come above it, but he's got to get the speed right. Coming with the 3 there, and then the side pocket 2 rails. He caught the 9. What's going to happen now?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I think he just he didn't get clear.
And that's just from catching the 9. The speed was right, but the little clip on the 9 took a little speed away.
Just going to have to make the 4.
3 rails? He's going to leave him a straight in. Yeah, makeable it looks like for sure.
Yeah, it got pretty funny there.
I think he can turn it loose and make the 4, though. I do.
Do you? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe. There's
so.
a bigger gap there than what I can see.
You can really do a lot more than what
Watch
you
out,
think.
cue ball. You can trim off a ball here and go in the pocket.
Like that?
Kind of like that.
It wasn't trim. It went fully through the
It did.
10, but it was still
You know what I mean.
essentially the same.
All right, Mika's smiling. Very good draw. If he had gone the other direction, he wouldn't be smiling for sure.
Now, if that 10 would have slam dunked in the corner,
Oh,
I don't know if he'd have been smiling.
you
or
could
not.
fry an egg. Yeah, you could definitely fry an egg on his forehead if that 10 would have gone in.
All right, got to pay attention to this first shot. There's been a few first shots that have cost Mika where he got out of line on the first shot and really cost his position play and a run out. So now a little out of line again on the first ball. And I wonder why he tries to get close there. I would have made sure I had the angle on the 3 to go to the top, to the rail to where I have an easy shot on the 5. Still, he's so talented, he'll recover.
Yeah. Fell on the perfect angle, too. So Good recovery shot there after a poor ball in hand position play.
All right, you hit a little before the side or you pinch it past the side, Mark?
Well,
Before. Nice. Letting it spread. And that's definitely, I think, a shot you see more today with today's equipment than you saw years ago with the slower felt and the rails the way they were. And, the ball really spreads out for you nice on today's equipment with the side spin. And you'll see the guys hit before the side from a lot more angles than I think you used to. Ooh, lefty. Mika back on the board here.
All right, 6-5. Immonen trailing. There's our NBA rack track. Both players have had a series of games where they won 3 in a row. Jeremy's here beside me, checking out his Tinder account. I'm not sure what else going on here. Plenty of fish.
Somebody's always giving me input about the players and different things. So, 6-5. Open hand bridge again. A little off on the hit, but he's made 2.
Yeah, made both the balls right behind the 1 and the 9.
And the 1's coming down.
Oh,
the 9
boy.
goes down. What's the 3 going to do? Very ugly.
This deal, I mean, he can deal with this because he has a chance to play position and get the angle to break that out, but I'm sure he's disappointed.
You'd rather not have the 1 rail cross angle on this to break it out, just because a lot of times the double kiss is a lot, you can miss it. You don't get as much power into it. If he can get a little underneath the 2 and come to the back rail and come across it that way, or even take a little chance into the 5, I think he's got a little better chance of doing something. He may be drawn into him here.
Right.
Ooh, how'd he hit it? How'd he hit it?
What a shot. Still didn't come completely free.
He loves it, though.
Yeah, he's got to be happy about the outcome of that. Hitting it and having a shot on the 2.
And I wasn't complaining a moment ago. I love it that people help us with the information via the technology.
Right. I have a few people that bring up great points that need to be in the broadcast. I was just unaware oftentimes.
Nice little sliver of a kiss on the 3 there, and in a great spot now. The 6 goes to both pockets, but you'd want to play it to what would be the 10-ball side. The 8's a little on the left, the 10's a little on the right. You'd like to shoot this by the 10 more than the other way. It keeps the cue ball clear, so just 1 rail cross. Just capture the speed. Oh, it's pretty firm, so he's going to have more collisions coming soon. He's going to have to predict what the 8's doing and pay attention to this cut on the 6 here, Mark. That speed was off a bit. It's almost like he was concerned getting there. You know what I mean? Like when you worry about getting there, you a lot of times will overhit the ball. Okay, it got down, but heavily out of line here on the 8, so he's going to have to make another great shot, probably the side pocket.
Which means that cue ball is going to run. I don't think he can roll it.
I think he can. I think he can keep it, right around the side pocket he's shooting the 8 in. Looking at the table, I don't think he goes 4 rails here. Maybe.
Yeah, Mika likes to play balls firm, but
he did.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
What a nice hit that was, though.
Needs to go at just a little bit, but a big favorite here to make the 10 and get us tied up at 6 apiece.
He smartly did not introduce side spin on that cut. That makes the pocketing so tough.
Yeah, and that's why he went those multiple rails, because he didn't want to hit it with side spin lighter and kill the ball being on the rail. So
Cue ball on the rail here. Well, it's a big shot, and Alcaide has to feel like it's a chance anyway. It's much better than he thought he was going to get. Yep.
Yeah, he loves the opportunity. He wouldn't have minded it being a little easier, the opportunity, but he loves it.
This would be huge if he buries his 10 ball. He's asking some people to sit down in his backdrop.
All right. The better players, when they miss, they tend to overcut this shot, stay heavy on it.
Good look there. We can see just how still he remains through this delivery. This is the one that'll get you a little flinchy. Great with the eyes. Oh, he lifted up. Yeah. Whew. He jumped out of his shoes there.
He's going to get a little bit of a break where he's going to have to make one heck of a shot himself, that being Mika. This is no easy cut into the side, ladies and gentlemen. Dead froze on the rail with the cue ball.
Not at all.
If he banked it cross side, I wouldn't blame him. That's how tough the cut in the side is. He's going to twice bank it, and he's going to get a little lucky with the cue ball as well.
Oh, my goodness. Mika cheers himself. We're going to have a timeout now after that one. I don't know if we could get a look at Alcaide's stroke again, but if we could, that would be nice, and maybe just give us a little more time on the setup of it. All right, everybody, we're going to take a short timeout. I just did, but we'll be right back, everybody. Okay, everybody, we're back. David Alcaide set to go. Score is tied at 6. We're going to 11.
Square hit. 4 balls down, it looks like. 1 ball's tracking. It's going to go as well. He's going to maybe get a look at the 2, but I think he's snookered.
Yeah, he looked away as if to say he's blocked.
Yeah, might have
not
to
by much.
Take the kick on here. May have to go ahead and just kick to the bottom round, kick this back by the 5.
I'm thinking he skipped the edge with a full cue here.
Jump at it?
It doesn't seem like it's that much of a. I mean, it's
still
a hard shot. Don't get me wrong.
It's not. That's for sure.
I just think it's better than pushing out, and I think it's better than massing or kicking. I'm not saying it's a good shot. I'm just saying it's a better shot.
He's going to push. To the 2-rail kick, maybe? I mean, wow, he's going to let him chip the 2 and put him behind the 6, 9, and 10. I don't know about that. I mean, you're not going to get this back usually. Usually the player with the 6, 9, and 10, the way it's laying, you're going to chip the left side of this 2 ball and bank it up, you know, middle of diamond, right, and run the cue ball just openly behind the 9, 10, and 6. It doesn't have to be on the rail or anything. Surprised at this rollout by Dave. Yeah, you're just never getting that back when you have a wall right there, right? And how powerful is it? He's not going to jump that anyways, but without jump cues especially. That was a surprising push to me, Mark.
Yeah, I don't think it was really all that thought out. I mean, most guys, if they push out, they either try to tie something up and push to a 2-rail kick, or
well, you just can't.
You can't let them just have an automatic save.
Yeah, just can't have them. Let them have something that's routine.
You might as well have kicked yourself. You were kicking now.
Yeah, and the other kick was better than this.
Right.
You could kick to the bottom rail and kick the ball up table with some accuracy. Now, he hit it great, but is he going to get a rail? The 5 ball.
Didn't.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, look, Steve.
I think so. I think mental error there on the rollout is what cost him the kick shot. It was a nice effort. The 2 doesn't hit the 5, he comes away really nice.
Did you see what happened there? Steve McDonald, our referee, just pushed the cue ball towards Mika. Now, say Mika reaches for it and then clips another ball there. There's some culpability with the referee. So the procedure is you clean it and hand it to them off the table. Because if something goes awry there, it's a real problem. That was not the slickest move that I've seen by
I wasn't sure about that way he played position there. Could have just rolled the 2 in and had the 3 on the other side very easily with like a 6-inch cue ball movement. Now he got flat and he got to stun the ball. And so it's been a lot of ball in hand first shots, right? That has got Mika in some funny spots.
No, he's been a little bit lax on those. Maybe disrespectful to it.
Recovers like a monster, that's for sure.
He's filtering the cue ball down there. Apparently, it easily goes into the pocket.
Oh.
He'd be second.
Yeah, it's just.
Wow. With ball in hand, if you run 1 or 2 balls, pros, I mean, that just shouldn't happen. You should get 3 automatic. I'm giving you ball in hand. You got 1. All I'm asking is you get 2 more. You know? I mean, doggone.
And he was in position to make it. It's just, you know, back in the day, you don't ever see Mika miss those types of shots. That's for sure. 10-footer, 20-footer, 30-footer, whatever you want to call it.
I'm just saying, I think
the 7 impeded it a little bit.
And then he got a little spooked. But he didn't do a good job on the first shot, which set that up.
Yeah, the first shot was a little lax. He could have got a little better.
Well, it's twice now. With ball in hand, he's got completely out of line.
What a
on
sweet
the first
hit
shot.
that was.
That was.
Watch outside pocket. Watch outside
That's
pocket.
Ugly.
It's coming near. Oh, my.
It's absolutely the ugliest result.
On the last revolution as well, so Mika's got a chance to redeem himself here. And he'll be breaking in the next game, right? So, big moment here, a little over halfway through the match. Is he not using the side rail here?
No, I think he is. I think he wants to get deep.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd want to get down there too. You don't have to, but with ball in hand, I think you're supposed to. That's fine. That's better than on the rail. You don't want to be super thin. Now you can judge the speed much better with the half ball hit here on the 8. You get super thin, speed becomes touchy, especially when nerves are high. He didn't get too thin here to just draw above, did he? Or does he have to roll by?
No, I think he's drawing.
Yeah.
And Mika moves that front. We got a pool match going on here. Boy, Alcaide made a great shot there and kind of an unfortunate scratch in the side pocket.
Yeah, break and run out here now. It goes a long ways. Puts a lot of pressure on David. What would be the next game? Him breaking. You know, it's 7-6, Mika breaking. Again, the open hand bridge, he seems solid. I don't think he can amp it up too much, so he's got to keep it around 19 max, maybe. Cue ball got a friendly kiss there. It appeared.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he was going to go in the drink. Into the side pocket and got kissed right out of it there.
Tough rollout. I don't know what I would do here, Mark. I mean, swerve shot is something. I mean, Mika's excellent at the swerve shot. I'd love to roll out to a kick somewhere, but I'm just really trying to find one.
Well, if you're going to, I don't know if you can get this, but if we can grab the overhead real quick, if you could just go ahead and roll the 2 into here and let the cue ball filter down here and play the kick from down here, that might be okay.
It's not terrible.
It's a lot of shot. I mean, you're controlling 2 balls there. Naturally, you have to, well, he's not even going to bother with that.
He's trying to play for something underneath the 3-7, coming across the 1 instead of the long rail kick of some sort. Maybe bend the cue ball underneath the 7 somehow.
If you hit it pretty full, you can have enough draw to get back behind the 7. But boy, that takes a perfect hit.
Well, I think I'd be surprised if David takes this on. I mean, this is a crucial spot for such a funny shot. I mean,
you can scratch with this if you misjudge it.
Absolutely, you can. You can scratch it many ways. It'd be hard for me to take this on at this point.
I'd just feel sickened if I lost from here. Well, shooting it. Yeah, he's passed it back. Now Mika's forced to play something, and truly, I don't even like going off the end rail there. I'd rather do something else.
He's coming 2 rails. He's coming in rail, side rail. And now if he could do that, he's got potential to get back behind the 3-7. Now he's got to get a rail. Make sure you get a rail.
Boy, what a great shot that was.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure he could get to the second rail, and I'm not sure Alcaide even considered that.
Yeah, he did. He pointed at it, and he knew he could get there, but like Mika, he knew he couldn't really predict everything that was going to happen. So I think David still made the right call, but, you know, Mika still made a fine shot. It's just part of the game.
Tremendous shot.
A little touche. And now a big shot here on the 1. The 2 does go, it appears anyways. A little tight, the 3-7 playable. I think he's attacking here. I would think so anyways.
Drawing into the 10.
Oh, how much did you get out of that?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that was by design, too. You could see he went down and looked at that.
Yeah, that stroke was sweet, though. I mean, he didn't overhit it at all. He didn't steer it. I mean, just everything was real fluid from back to front.
Yep.
And no coincidence, he got a lot out of the cue ball. Just come forward with a little stun.
Oh, he's tough. El Matador making it happen here.
And he's not going to lose his focus here. He's paying attention to everything. It's got to go a bit. This is going to get for a bank, I think, more than a cut, or it's real close.
Yeah.
I think he cuts it, actually.
Yeah, on the live shot, it looks far more cuttable than it does here on the overhead shot.
Yeah.
But when it looks like this, though, it's still a tough shot either way you go. But I think the cut is what he will do.
It's a little more than a ball's width off, so you got enough room to cut it. Plus, it'll slide with the rail a little bit. Nice top English stroke. Oh, he hit it way thick. He hit on the other side of the 6 with the cue ball.
He also moved his head as he like he didn't like that shot at all.
Yeah, now Mika with a huge opportunity to get a 2-game lead at 8-6. Now, if he plays below, you got to have a nice speed coming out there past the 6, coming across to get on the 5. I think he needed to play below no matter what because it was forcing it otherwise, but he's got to make a nice touchy shot with speed control here.
Like it. Yeah, I like it. Conservative. The other way played into a very narrow window for position.
Yeah. And I didn't know he could really beat the 6 and get that far up, so that's a great decision there.
Supported by good execution, too. You had to do both. You just couldn't just hack it over there into the pocket.
But that's, like that shot's a prime example, right? Like Mika got down, took just a little extra time before he got down on that 5 ball. And I just like the 6 ball before and a few other ball in hands, you might say, if he takes, and a couple safeties, to be honest with you, that he missed that I think if he just takes that hair extra time, he hits his mark on almost all those. I mean, they're not 3-foot putts, but you can almost essentially say that. I mean, if you mark the ball, go back, look at your 3-foot putt. Real hard to miss a 3-footer. I'm not saying we don't all do it, but they do have break and everything else involved. But for these guys on a lot of these shots, if they don't get in too much of a hurry, pretty hard to make a mistake.
You also got the mental clarity of forecasting where you're going, with taking that extra moment. So it's not vague or ambiguous when you get after it. You got a plan, you go to execute it, and that somehow all the thousands of balls you've hit in your mind, sometimes it calls up just a muscle memory type of a effect.
Yeah, look at that. National Billiard Academy rack track. Now Mika with 3 in a row to extend a 2-game lead.
Had a big time in the match, too.
Yeah, now what I relate that to, Mark, what we were talking about is I see a lot of amateurs talk to them about it. Hey, you ran 5-6 balls real well. You get on the money ball, and you just kind of guide it to the pocket or really don't put that committed stroke. And a lot of times what it is they don't have to do anything with the cue ball. So they don't, identify what they want to do with the cue ball when they're shooting that 9. So everything doesn't get as defined and accurate like it does when they're having to play shape and run balls. David's going to hate this. He's right next to the one's inches from the pocket and really with no offensive shot. But that's why you'll notice, right? Good players. You know, the 9s or the 10s always around the spot, right?
Yeah.
So you'll notice we always come to the end rail with the cue ball when we're shooting the 10, unless we're stuck on the rail flat or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But either with top English 2 rails to the end rail, or that stun where you wrap the corner 2 rails catching the 3rd rail killing to the end rail. And that's not for safety. You know, you could say, well, if you miss, you're getting the cue ball to the end rail, right? But it's also mainly so we designate what we're doing with the cue ball when we're shooting the shot. We're not just hitting it somewhere, right?
Right.
We know where the cue ball's going, so it makes us a little better pocketing the 9 and 10.
Yeah. Well, you played all the other balls getting to this point. Now you're going to change your mindset.
Exactly.
That contributes to choking.
Yeah, well, it's something you have to learn as well. You know, I mean, I think we all went through this at a period of time. It's almost like if an amateur comes up on a 9 ball that's a scratch shot, a lot of times they'll hit the ball better because they have to avoid the scratch.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do something with the cue ball.
Mika slow rolling for a save. Great shot.
He's
Great
played
decision.
a lot of nice ones like that, right?
Really nice.
From distance.
Very effective.
With the 2 being funny, sure like to guarantee the hit here, so I might kick to the short rail. You know, the going across, kicking that above the 9 gives you more ways to get safe. You know, 1 rail across on the long rail.
Yep.
That gives you more ways to get safe and separation. This one, a little more guaranteed hit. So with the 2 being a little funny, I think he's got to kick this way. And he can get lucky, of course. He didn't. He left him perfect on the 1 to get on the 2.
Yeah, the one place it didn't want to be is right by there.
Cue ball could just be a little closer is all. That's the only way you could improve here. The line is absolutely perfect. David looks a little like he's been rope-a-doped a little bit. A little punch drunk. A little let up there. Does he want to move the 4 anyways here? I mean, he doesn't want to maybe, but does he mind it? If he just levels out and moves the 4, goes off the top of the 4 towards the 3 with the cue ball?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, like that. Is it going to open up, though?
Didn't, but it was still a quality play because he was assured of where the cue ball was going to be. Hopeful that the 4 would not land awkward like it did.
I think he's supposed to try and come back towards the spot with the cue ball here, take a chance of getting either a thin cut or a bank on the 4. Yeah, just like that. Pure stroke there. And that's what Mika does. Now he's gotten perfect on the cross side. I mean, just really nice. He's going to cut it, though, which is fine.
Yeah, the thin hit lets the cue ball get to the center of the table here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of making
the ball.
And he kind of 2-stroked it again. Didn't really take as many pre-strokes as normal. This
I would say 1.5 stroke.
Yeah.
And then it just went off. I wasn't even sure. I didn't think he was shooting on that. Thought he was still in the warm-up stroke
really
phase.
Funny. This could hold up on him a little bit.
That's a tough shot.
Oh, yeah,
but he hit the right part of the pocket, though, and that was essential. Did stay still with his head there.
Okay, a little bit of cueing, not too bad. Type of shot, I've seen some guys hit a little thick at times. This is that corner pocket. So he's got to stay clean here and don't force it coming across. He might get a hair thin on the 7, but the 8's over the side. Oh, he hit that sweet. He might have got too much out of that. Oh, my. Oh, my. And I wouldn't even say he forced it, Mark. I just think he cleaned it, like hit it as sweet as he possibly could, almost unexpectedly got a lot out of the cue ball. Right? I mean, that wasn't a rush backswing. That wasn't let me frame it or anything. He just pured it.
It wasn't even that hard. It was just such an effective hit. It had so much carry to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just getting 100% out of the driver right there.
Now going low, you can warp this around. You might not hit the 7. Oh, he was going short. Thought he was too early.
A little when they group together, good things happen sometimes. Oh, that's not what David wanted to see. Perfect little angle to pinch behind the 8. So Mika's going to now be, gets the 7 down. You can get a little distorted on the aim when you're close to it, of course. That's why you'll see players stand taller on it a lot of times. Wow, he must have had a lot more angle than I thought. I thought he could hold the ball up.
That was a great stroke, though. He snaked the ball.
He
Side
likes
rail,
that
end
shot.
rail. Yeah, well, yeah, it's a pretty shot. Crowd-pleasing shot. And now look at the position it provided. Well, 9-6 now. Couple of really ugly scratches there for Alcaide, though. Or what shouldn't I say? Not necessarily scratches, but cue ball going too far a couple times. Once it went in the side pocket, that time it went behind an object ball that was unanticipated as a part of the possibilities.
Yeah, and this shows you right here, you know, at 797, of course, he's probably going to get some opportunity to improve on that. Not saying that's terrible by any means, but it was just last night when he shot at 930. So just a little off, you know, things don't lay just as, you know, they lay it just a smudge tougher, right? It doesn't take much for this 10-footer to really kind of change things. Of course, Mika has a lot to do with that as well. Is anything down? I don't see anything just yet. He's going to leave one tough shot on the one if he left a shot at all. It looks like the 9's in the way. So we'll see what type of rollout David wants to put together here. And, What do you do here, Mark?
No, none of it's fun.
He's pushing out just a little bit forward, or is he shooting? I can't tell.
Winding up like he's shooting.
You can see the top side of it. Yeah, that was always going to be dangerous. Now he's going to get away with it, but that looked triple tough.
And you can scratch on that shot, too, if
Yeah.
you catch that hair thin.
One of those shots you were talking about that you know feel kind of bad, idiotic a little bit if you give up a shot. What a speed control that is with the soft spin. May have given up a little piece of it, but still pretty nice shot. Well, it looks like he's got to go to the side rail. Now, why do you think he's kicking this way?
I don't think that,
Well, it's because this part of the table's open for the cue ball to run up table. If he kicks the other way, the 3-5 and all that could slow the cue ball down. So see how he's got a path for the cue ball coming this way? It was clean. Now he underhit it a little bit because he felt like he might be able to make it. But that's the only reason he went the other way, is to try and get that separation, because this side of the table was very open. So, and he didn't fear hitting the ball whichever way he kicked on that one. I don't think so anyways. I might try and cut this in. I might try and spin this in here. I know it looks a little thin, and he's probably just going to bank it down and play safe, but he's going to love it.
Got that 10 ball involved.
Yeah, it's kind of an open ball to just roam behind just that one ball. A lot of times you're going to the rail somewhere behind a ball like that. But
you know, these exchanges right here that we just witnessed the last 3 innings, this is why I like this rather than a jump cue.
shot, yeah.
Yep, is exactly it. Because these are not effective shots with jumping, and I think the 10-foot table makes it where we don't need the jump to make it exciting, dramatic.
Well, I think we need to give our fans and even new fans more credit on how they can learn the game and understand that these are intentional things going on, or percentage-wise things. And maybe not always intentional that that kiss happened and I got here with the cue ball, but percentages said that I had a chance for that to happen.
Mika just shot right into straight in from less than a foot away. I have no idea. I guess he was just hoping that it would land straight.
He's going to really have to do something here to get across. If does a 3 go in the other corner, It goes by the 5, it looks like. But can he shoot it in the other corner if he happened to draw his cue ball 1 rail in between the 9-8? Because then he could shoot the 3 and hold on the 5 for the 4.
I think he's got to hit the wrong angle to draw out
oh,
of there.
really? Even there? What about top inside then?
Yeah,
inside
top
the
inside.
6?
Top inside.
Okay.
Yeah. But if he otherwise he bounce and then.
Yeah, he's going to catch the 6. He's going to be really fortunate. He's going to get that shot I was talking about, Mark.
Yep. That was not by design, but he did get there and he hit it mighty forcefully.
He's telling the referee that I'm not even going to shoot at it, so it must not be playable. He's played some super nice, delicate safeties. We'll see what he has in mind here. Crossing the 3 for sure.
He's playing the bank.
Oh, wow.
Thinking the 7 could help.
Yeah, no, but he has played such good safeties. I thought, grind it out. He's won some games with some safeties.
Well, I think he thought that he could get
with
a
a
backdoor
7 there, right?
And I thought he could get a backdoor
safety.
safety. And, maybe if he scores the bank, he might run out.
And I said it earlier, he's not going to pass up on a lot of banks that he feels like are sitting right in the, he's staring them right in the face. Like, he likes them. So another big pocket here for the 3 with the 7 being there. So avoid the scratch.
The other part, Mika didn't get to the Hall of Fame playing safe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
This kid's a shooter.
He won his titles really overpowering tournaments, really.
Yeah, he's not a tactician. He's a shot maker. Oh, no problem. I felt the mouse on my leg, but it was Jeremy's foot.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like the 6 easily passes the 7, so he's gotten a beautiful angle, small little angle, but a real nice one here on the 5 to draw up for the 6.
Yeah, kind of a convenient, perfect lay here. Just pocket the ball. Boy, when he stays still, he just hits the heart of the pocket every time.
Well, he knows it's now or never. That's for sure at 9-6.
El Matador is a fighter, and I think it's going to be our first 10-10 match of the week.
Well, he breaks next, so he's got a chance to cut the lead even more without Mika coming to the table if things go well. Definitely he's going to get out here. I mean, I've seen crazier things and too solid not to.
Nine to 7 it is. Looking out here in our crowd, I see Betsy Sundholm. She was big in collegiate billiards, loves pool. Her husband, Derek, is a great one-pocket player. He's sitting down there next to Stu, Montana, New York City. Who else we got down here? It's hard to see everybody. Got the Trainer brothers here, all the way from Taylorville, Illinois. Checking in, keeping us honest.
Oh, cue ball got a awful kiss, it looked like. Maybe the one goes on that pocket. Yes, it does with an easy 2-ball.
Oh,
watch
boy.
out 6. Watch out 6.
Oh, 6. Got in there. That last half turn. Man, it was looking good if that 6 doesn't get in the way.
Yeah, Steve's got to know that if he fouls, it'll be obvious. David won't be shooting at anything here. Now, dude, I mean, you'd like to be able to pull the. I think he rolls the ball here, just getting the 2 past the 8 and come back on the 6, something like that. May give up a little bit of the 2, though. He didn't get back there.
But you assure yourself of getting the 2 on that end rail where it's not a straight-in shot. That's the main point, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was taught to be able to say to yourself, hey, you're going to control the 2 and really just use the 8. Don't try to get back on the 6. You know what I mean? That 6 is an extra special one to snooker him on, but you also give him a look a lot of times when you try to get more. So maybe I think containing him just behind the 8 was a very doable shot, but now he's going to have to kick, which is just part of it. Okay, full hit wouldn't be bad.
Not much you can do here other than hit and hope.
Yeah, he's got that full hit I was talking about, but maybe too full. The cue ball just carried right down with it with that side spin, and he got just perfect to where Mika really has choices on short side on the 3, I think.
There was nothing else that he can do. He can't feel bad about the way he played it. It was just unfortunate the way it turned out. Solid impact, try to get some separation, try to make something happen.
Okay, he's just got to be smart on these first few shots. I mean, they're pretty easy with the 3, 4 near. 5 only has really 1 corner, so you got to pay attention to that. I may stop the ball rather than stun forward. I may stop for the 4 in the corner versus that side right there, because the side, if you get the wrong side that's 4, could get a little hairy getting from the 5 to the 6.
Well, you made a good point, and he did get just a hint of the wrong angle. He may go into the 7 here.
Yeah, now we'll start to see if things fall apart a little bit. Not fall apart, that's a harsh way to say it. You know, get a little tougher, let's say.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure on this because if he gets this game, he really cranks it up on Alcaide here, as he'll only need 1 more game. But if he doesn't,
and getting a break a few times to win it as well. So,
yeah.
Oh my.
Yep. That was all. That started back where you said
well,
he shouldn't go for the side pocket. That's where that began.
Well, the thing is, you look for the short pocket, but hey, sometimes you just got to say, well, if I stop my ball, what do I have right here? I got a nice big pocket on the 4 to roll forward, and I'm perfect on the 5, nice and close, right?
That's the voice of great experience, folks. What Jeremy's saying, you want to get easy, but you should be the harder worker. And I think that's what we don't see with Fedor Gorst.
Yeah.
When Gorst is in here, he sees that circumstance and knows the danger. If you get the hint of the wrong angle and end up having to bump the 7 or go behind the 7, it's a real problem.
And I think sides are played more these days than, maybe years ago, or at least what people were taught to do. You know what I mean?
I'm really surprised he went after it like that.
That hard? I thought he would pinch draw it, right?
Yeah.
Like a lighter one.
Hit the bottom half and try to get separation.
I agree. He's got to cheat the pocket here. Mika used to be really good at this, really good at using the rail in the pocket to go forward and get a little bit more out of the cue ball. Not sure what he's doing now. He's going rail first on this?
Wow. And from this distance, that's over 2 diamonds away. This takes a precise hit.
Well, he's going to still come tight towards the 6, maybe.
Oh, what a nice shot.
He didn't back off. That was the key to that. He went and stroked it. Yeah.
World class. If it's within a diamond, okay, we get it. But 2 diamonds, over 2 diamonds away, you got to hit that ball off a pure.
Yeah, at the pool room, a broke-in table, he would never try that. This table that slides a little bit more, you may consider yourself, hey, I can maybe get this done. That's going to bounce up just perfect. Little running angle here. He's got to make a decision, though.
Right.
Which side of the 9?
The 9's a problem, so he's got to deal with that now.
I would go on, what is our side of the 9, which would be the 7-ball side of the 9 instead of between the 8 and 9 myself. I would add the English.
A lot of times Mika draws this as opposed to wrapping the corner. Well, I'm not saying he's going to. I'm just saying, but he does like that shot. He plays that.
If he wraps the corner, he's got to play it delicate now. He can't afford to get behind the 10. He may have to shoot the 8 and go 3 rails to get on the 9, but it's still not hard. Oh, he's drawing it. Oh, that's all right. I didn't know he could do that. That was definitely the shot. I thought he was too thin to hold on this side of the 9. That makes perfect sense to me.
He likes that shot anyway.
Yeah, I like that shot. I like pulling the ball a lot myself. And minimal cue ball movement. Nice stroke there.
I like the way he got through the ball. All the way. He didn't let up and hang that ball. He shot it in the pocket. Yeah, he got funny here. The side pocket's an issue. Not a bad issue, but
this is one you should be working on. This is a similar one I use in a drill, coming back past the side. Comes up so much. And now to the heel for MIKA Immonen.
Bang, hard of the pocket. 10-7's our score.
Yeah, these two are fighting, that's for sure. I mean, it hasn't been perfect pool the entire time, but it's been pretty world-class pool. But, you know, just a lot of battle, I feel, from this match. Now MIKA, he'll have 2 breaks, along with 2 breaks from David to try and get this set and get into that final 4. You can see the break performance average here from Q-Tech and Derby City Classic. Both of them pretty well, doing pretty well, above 800 on the break. I think we had, yeah, the total performance. Oh, that's the total performance average, excuse me, 825 and 819.
Mika would like to close it out right here if he can get a ball in on the break and get a shot.
How sweet was that hit? 3 ball tracking, 1 ball over the corner, the 2 in the center of the table. I like his chances. The 7's funny. Looks like the 7's funny.
Well, I'm sure he's loving this. He has not. Well, we haven't had but one. Let's see. Yeah, we haven't had any break and runs this set.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's always classy to end the match on a break and run, so you want to be thinking that way anyway. And he has an opportunity.
He's got a funny shot here. I mean, he's full. He doesn't have much angle. The 2 doesn't go by the 9 on the side, and if it does, it's very, very tight. I don't know if you would want to be shooting it from much of an angle. So he may have to really work the cue ball to one side or the other, or draw this ball back to kind of where he's at now. Oh, he let up a little. Is he going to get snookered? Oh, my. Yep, and same thing, let up a little bit. The tip came up just a smudge. So he was going to take on that tight 2 ball by the 9, it appears. Nothing to it. Do it again, MIKA.
What a shot.
Yeah, this is kickable. This is makeable as well. There's a better chance to make this one than the last one, I would think. Now he's going to get it over to the side rail, so nothing easy for David. He's just got to, you know, kind of put some left English on this, just a hair. Just bank the 4, kind of beyond the 5, in between the 5-9, coming back, using the 10-7, trying to get somewhere around the middle of the end rail.
The 5 is big on that shot, though. I mean, trying to avoid it with this, if you kick in behind it.
Oh, I know. Ball first. Ball first. Not.
Oh,
no,
ball first.
Yeah,
You go right after the 10.
Yeah. He can.
Okay.
He can move the rock. Pretty good percentage. Gave up a little sliver, maybe. Maybe gave up the whole ball. It looks like Mika's looking at a bank shot, a long rail bank shot on the 4. That'd be something. By the 5, I don't think it goes really, but. Well, if he's hitting left English, that means he can get a lot of the ball, meaning the 8's not, he's not worried about deflecting into the 8 by putting some left English on it. You can fool yourself sometimes. When you put side spin, you can foul easily.
Well, yeah, he's not sure here. I would go ahead and use my 40-second extension right here. I wouldn't bother with. This is the time to try to make something happen favorably.
Trying to run the rock, trying to at least leave a very difficult shot for David. That was the plan here.
He did it.
Yeah. Now, let's see if David wants to come with that rail first and bleed the cue ball over there between the 6-9 and take a little shot on the 5. I'd probably shoot it myself. I like this rail first better than Mika's rail first. How strong is that?
Well, it's closer to the pocket for one thing.
Yeah, you're a lot further away, but still, that's how tough Mika's was, is my point, right?
Yeah.
And Mika's was super tough on that rail first. So
he doesn't have a lot of choices either. If he doesn't play it rail first,
yeah,
safety is not very good.
The key is don't try to get close to the 5. You're going to get over there. The rail first is going to send you to the left.
He tried to do too
Yeah,
much with
he
it.
tried to get a lot of speed on it.
If he goes just a hair softer, I think
Makes
the pocket.
it.
Yeah, I think the pocket accepts it.
He doesn't slide up the rail as much either. He actually bounces off the rail a hair more. I know that sounds like it should be opposite, but it's not. And it's easy because you don't feel the angle, right, happening on the rail first. You don't feel the movement on that type of rail first that much, so it's easy to overhit the ball.
What is going on? He's going to mass A out.
He wants to get by the 6 is why he's doing this.
Look at.
He doesn't want to get snookered.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, that was.
That was productive.
Yeah, does the 7 go? It doesn't go by the 8.
Well, the 5 goes for right now.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what he might do here on this shot. I think the 7 does not go. That's my guess. Big shot here. Looks like he's coming back with the cue ball. Oh, sweet stroke. Don't know if he got exactly where he wanted here, but.
That is tough.
He doesn't seem too alarmed.
No, it's laying so ugly though, and maybe the 7 does go.
Yeah,
maybe
that's what I was getting at. It makes me feel like the 7 goes.
No, it goes now.
Yeah, because he's not acting like too mad about things.
He would have never hit at that speed if it didn't go.
Yeah, if it didn't go, we may have seen a sweet 3-rail breakout right there with a little more right spin. Because the 7 doesn't pass the 8 in the side, so this looks tight though. Whew. Really one more shot, though, to advance to the Final 4, right? If he makes this, I mean, hard to believe he ain't going to get out.
Good shot.
Yeah.
Good shot. Yeah.
Swish.
Stayed still. Wow.
Little inside or outside kind of preference, how you want to play it. Inside I like. So he's going to have to track about 2 or 3 rails here. Actually might have to draw this. This looks like can't really get to the side rail so easy. So he's going to draw this with low right. Oh, he's trying to cheat it here. Lightly. Got to go a little bit. We got somebody approaching there.
Match ball.
Yes.
He connected. And we'll see MIKA Immonen here tomorrow, $4,000 richer.
Both of them were fighting for that match there. It was a fun one to watch. We'll have an exciting 2 semifinals and then a final tomorrow night. Can't wait.
This has been World Class Pool, brought to you by Accu-Stats, the worldwide leader in billiards programming. Thank you for joining us tonight, and see you again soon.
10-ball challenge.